guys, welcome back to Brinker Family Farm. This is Julie. So I think today we're going to officially say that we are getting a jump start on our preserving. Green Farms had boxes of corn. There were 4 dozen for $9.99 and we got 5 boxes. We have a few things that we're changing around in the garden this year, and the last 2 years our corn has not been very good. Just not doing very good growing it. So when we saw that this corn was on sale, it was like, let's just go get it and just get it done. And then the only thing we'll worry about is if we have room, we will plant some and we'll just see if we can get a couple rows that we can have for fresh eating. And if not, the farmers market up the road has a really good selection of corn, and we'll just get corn from them. So while that's going, I guess I can give you a little update on the egg situation. I have this half-gallon jar and this bowl on here to help kind of make it like have a little extra weight on here because it was making this horribly loud noise just from shaking. It was kind of hard to like deal with, and I was like trying to always like adjust the lid just a little hair this way or hair that way, and was trying to get it to not make so much noise. And now we got these two things on here weighted and it's working. This is not working, this gauge, so I have a thermometer in here keeping track of things, and I had a little turn this and I didn't catch it one night, so this is actually round 2 of our eggs. So that was a little disappointing. Coming out and realizing that we had cooked the eggs. It was the thermometer I had inside. Little girls making noises. Anyhow, the thermometer that I had inside this incubator was clear up to the top. It was like 120 degrees. And when I checked it, I got with this other thermometer, I think I had 122 or 124 degrees. It was hot and it cooked our eggs. They were like 6 or 7 days into the incubator. So that was a little bit upsetting, but you know, we have kids and that's just what happens. I went ahead and got different eggs for this round. I got a dozen from a friend, and then I got 7 from our cousin, which I did have a dozen from them anyhow the first round. They had 7 the day Matthew was going by, so I had him pick them up. And then we have our chicken eggs as well. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout and we'll have lots of baby chicks here in the next week. Here's the little baby girl. She's down here stretching and just hanging out, making all kinds of noises. She's safe here on the floor because the boys are outside with Bo. Once they come in, I'll have to move her because they're just... goodness. Once the boys come in, I'll have to move her because they just aren't aware enough to not get too close to her, and we don't want no accidents. But for now, she's hanging out and just enjoying some stretching out time. So we got a system. We got our really big bowls, and then we have these 2 canners that I told Bo, I said, I think, I didn't count, but I'm thinking they are holding like 2.5 dozen each. So we're gonna start getting this cooked and then see what we can get in the freezer and hopefully not be out here till way late. I just double checked because I'm like, oh, it's been like 10 months or so since we've done corn, or whatever amount of time, since last summer since we did corn. And it says they just need to blanch for 4 minutes and then get them dunked into cold water. So my water's starting to get a nice little, I've noticed some bubbles. It's starting to get boiling a little bit. So I'm going to start watching the time here pretty quick. It's not quite hot enough and warm enough yet, but it's getting real close. And just gonna let it go for 4 minutes, let it cool, get it in the cool water, and then we'll be ready to start cutting. This is gonna take us a little while. It's probably gonna be the rest of our evening. One other thing I like to do with corn is to make corn relish. I think I have a recipe for the corn relish. If I do, I'll put it down below so you guys can see it. I really do like it, but I'm usually the only one that will eat it. And that would be something I would probably do over the summer anyhow, because you need like peppers, onions, and cabbage to go with it. And I don't have any of that right now. I mean, I guess when I was at Green Farms I could have got stuff, but I'll just wait until summer and see if I get to it. But I do have some on the shelf downstairs, so if I don't, I'll be fine until next year. But that's another good thing to do when you have an abundance of corn. While I was getting her situated in the wrap, this is like a lifesaver when she wants to just be held. I was thinking about what else we were talking for food this weekend, and we said about doing hamburgers, and I thought, oh, that would be really good with this corn too. But also thinking about the hamburgers made me think that I haven't shared on here for a while that we have beef that will be available this fall, and 3 of the 4 that we have at the moment were born and raised here. And then the fourth one we got, it was a year ago in the fall. Things didn't work out with that one, so it's going into the beef for the fall as well. We do have, at this point, we still have, like, I think it's 1.5 that's available, and you can get it cut in a fourth of a cow, a half of a cow, or a whole cow. So if you're local to us, go to our website, brinkyourfamilyfarm.com. There'll be a link down below, and you can kind of look into that. Our cows are all on grass and hay, and we rotate them, which is something that we've been working on doing the last couple of years. Actually, this will be year 3 because all this kind of started when Marshall was just born and he just turned 3. For the last 3 years, we've been working on getting our grazing set up, and this year we'll be able to do even more, which would be really exciting, especially since we had fall calves and we've got, our herd is increasing. We're going to be splitting them off pretty soon, which I'll share more about that when the time comes. But for the most part, our cows are out on grass, and we do grain finish them. At some point, we might do a split, depending on what the demand is in our area, where you could either have grass fed, grass finished, or you can have the grain finished. No matter what, they're always going to be outside unless there's a need for them to be inside. Like, there was a calf that was a twin, and the mom only took care of the one, so it was in the barn for the winter. But now that it's weaned off of the milk and we're weaning it off of some grain that we are supplementing it, it'll be out just on grass with everybody else, which will be exciting. So that'll be one less thing that we have to feed for the next several months, because summer gets busy and the cows do a lot for themselves, and we don't have to put every day, twice a day, an effort into the calf. Having him out with everybody will be good for all of us. We just sent one off, and it'll be like a grass finished, so it'll be kind of interesting to see without having any grain if I can even notice much of a difference, especially like in the hamburger and stuff like that. And I'm getting the fat so I can work on some tallow. Bill and I were talking about that. I told Bill I want to get through Easter, and then we'll have a little bit, I still have like another week or 2 before things will get really going. Our spring is later than last year. Like, it's been colder and the grasses aren't growing quite as fast. Things have really greened up, but it's not growing as fast. So I have a little bit longer time where I can kind of play around with the beef fat and try to make some tallow. If the tallow goes well, I'm hoping to be making some like tallow cream. That's going to be later though, because it's going to be kind of busy through much of May and getting all the outside stuff done, the garden, the farm work that needs done, Matthew's graduation. And then once all that stuff's in place and we have this little bit of a lull before everything else will start picking up for the garden and different things like hay making, I'm hoping at that point I can try to make some tallow cream. We'll see how the summer goes. I also have a baby that I need to remember does take some time, and I can only get so much done, but we'll keep you posted on that one. It's cooled down enough. I'm gonna give it a try. My sister-in-law actually sent the information that it was on sale to us, so I'm grateful that she did that. Got some butter, got some salt. Just give it a little bit. This is definitely saving us a little bit of time this summer, knowing how busy it's going to be and trying to not do too much while we have this little girl. There. It's bi-color, so it's real pretty. And it's delicious. This was a good buy, and it's saving us some time for the summer. Just in the season of life, and considering how the last 2 years we didn't really have a good corn harvest anyhow, and we had to buy it. This is just kind of saving us a step for the summer, and will be delicious to enjoy for many months ahead. I have a lot of corn I need to start getting cut off the cobs and make sure I pay attention that I don't overcook this other corn. So I'm gonna get at it. And until next time, I hope you find ways to grow something beautiful.